Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to the Missy Money channel. I'm Missy, I'm a mom of 3 and the owner of Missy Money, a small business that specializes in minimalist and aesthetic cash stuffing essentials to help inspire and motivate you on your personal finance journey. Today I'm going to be cash stuffing my first paycheck of March, including variable expenses, sinking funds, and savings challenges. Stay tuned. All right, guys, first paycheck of March, and this is the first video in a while that I've posted that has been current. So for those of you that have hung in there as I took a couple of weeks to adjust to my new job, thank you so much. And I've super been looking forward to be back with all of you. I have missed being current and filming videos and being able to share my journey with you, even though I have been cash stuffing. I just needed to prioritize other things at the moment, but I am so excited to be back, on my normal schedule and be back current with you all. So for those of you that didn't see my past couple of videos, I recently left a job that I have been with for, almost 13 years. So my entire career had been there up to that point, and I loved it. It was super rewarding. I learned so much, but a dream job opportunity became available. I applied to it on a whim, never thinking I would get it, and I was so lucky and thankful to have been selected for the job. So it was a completely new industry, a completely new, kind of the same thing I was doing in brand management and marketing, but in a completely new industry, in the sports marketing industry for a sports organization. And I'll share more kind of over time about what I'm doing as I get into it and learn more. But it has been incredible. The work is amazing. I'm so excited. But it has meant that that the onboarding kind of first few weeks were incredibly overwhelming in a great way, but incredibly overwhelming, and it just made filming and editing cash stuffing just not doable for those first couple of weeks as I adjusted. But I am back. I'm excited to be back, and as always, we're going to go ahead and start with unstuffing my wallet to see what I've got left in my variable expenses for this past week. So as I mentioned, I have been cash stuffing. I've been doing my normal cash stuffing routine. I just haven't been filming and editing it. So this is my first time back filming and editing. But what I realized is this is the first time that you will see kind of my setup with some of the new products that I launched in my last shop drop about a month ago. So I have my Do Today Well frosted dashboard in my wallet, which I just love how that looks against the envelopes. I use the translucent white color envelopes because filming, I noticed that they show up better, but I've got the custom envelopes available in both the translucent white and the frosted clear. And I would say like it's about 50-50 in terms of what people typically select, but I love the frosted dashboard over both colors. I think they both look beautiful, but just love this Do Today Well one in my wallet. So just wanted to mention you'll see some new things in my wallet as I wallet and binders as I go through. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and see what I've got left in my wallet and decide if I want to roll over what's left into the next pay period, or if I want to unstuff and contribute to savings challenges. So I've got $25 left from groceries. I am going to unstuff that. Looks like eating out was fully spent. I've got $10 left in gas. I'm actually going to roll that over. Spending money, I've got $5 left. I'll go ahead and unstuff that. Say yes, I fully spent. Be kind, I still have $5, and I think I'm going to roll that over. And then miscellaneous, I think I'll go ahead and unstuff. I've got $10 left in that. I did put a new expense tracker in my spent envelope. This is the first paycheck and pay period of March, and so I will go ahead and start fresh with that. I just did my unstuffing. Again, I did not film that one, but we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program, so I will go ahead and film my unstuffings this month and post that at the end of the month. But that is it for my wallet for now. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this money in the back of my cash tray. And once it's time to contribute to savings challenges, I'll add that to what I have left, and we will go ahead and do that. So I did use my digital budget planner to help plan out both the month of March and then this pay period and paycheck specifically. I did start my job a couple of weeks ago, and there have been some changes to my pay since I started my job. So the first change is that I am making slightly more than my last job, which was great. That was something, I took this job for the work and because I'm super passionate about it. But the fact that I got got a little bit of a bump was also really helpful and compelling. So that was really exciting. My pay frequency is staying the same, but I did need to adjust my income. And then with that income, I went ahead and increased my monthly allocation to my student loans to try to pay that off a bit faster. And then I increased some sinking funds as well, and contributions to sinking funds. Now, the other thing that I did need to just change around a bit is I wanted to give us a little bit more grace in eating out, just because I have been working longer hours. I've been doing more in the office versus my previous situation was more of a hybrid job. So at least as I onboard, I am doing more hours in the office, and just wanted to give us that grace and flexibility. Although I will give Dan a huge shout out. He has been such a rock star, and so many times when I get home, he has dinner done and the kids eating already. So he's been incredible in that regard for sure, and just in general as I onboard to this new job. But I did make a few changes in my variable expenses to account for that. The other big change that I made is our new health insurance with my new role is completely different. And it is actually a zero deductible health insurance, which I am super beyond lucky for that. And to have the family on that made a huge difference. So where I was contributing a lot each week in my sinking funds to health and medical to be able to cover our deductible if something were to happen, I now decided that I'm just going to keep that at $1,000 kind of for emergencies, and I'm not going to contribute to that one any longer. So I was able to free up that normal contribution as well, just given my new job. So those were some of the changes that I made as I went through and did my paycheck breakdown and cash planning. I went ahead and did transfer all of that over just to my cash planning notepad, so I can have this off to the side and reference it as I go ahead and do my cash stuffing this week. And then based on that cash planning, I knew I needed to withdraw $1,155 for today's stuffing. So I went ahead and filled out a teller slip, brought that to the bank, and was able to get the cash that I needed. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that into the cash tray here. And then we will go ahead and get started for cash stuffing. Guys, it has been banana pants crazy. I cannot even tell you how quickly this last several weeks has gone. I mean, it has been so rewarding and so awesome, and I'm so excited about the new job and new opportunity, but it feels like I'm like going to school, and I haven't been in school for a hot minute. Just everything that you have to learn and kind of getting back into that learning mode. As I mentioned before, I had been with my old company and position for like 13 years, and so there was so much just institutional knowledge that I had that certainly I was, still learning things, but a lot of it was kind of rinse and repeat. So just being back in learning mode, like my brain is being exercised in ways it has not for a really long time. And so it has been, like I said, super rewarding, but gosh, I am dead tired by the end of every single day. So again, thanks for hanging in there with me. I'm super excited to be back and doing this cash stuffing. And as always, we're going to go ahead and start by cash stuffing my wallet for the week. So this is just going to be my variable expenses and the money that I need for this pay period, which is 1 week long for me. So I'm going to start with groceries. Groceries is getting $200. I'm going to just do two 100s for that. We definitely need to be using Kroger delivery more often with that. Eating out is getting $150, as I mentioned earlier. I'm going to do 3 50s for that, because when we order, we tend to be around that $50 mark, and so it just makes it a little bit easier to pop that into my spent envelope when we spend that. Gas is getting $50, $50 bill, so I'll pop that in there, add that to my rollover. Spending is getting $40. That'll be 2 20s. You'll pop that in there. All right, Say Yes. Say Yes is getting $30 this week. And that's just for, if the kids ask to do something or want to do something after school or a special activity, that's to give us the flexibility for that. Be Kind. I have my $5 rollover. I'm just going to add another $5 into that. And then miscellaneous is getting $40 this week. This is just a kind of a oops buffer for my variable expenses. So I'll go ahead and pop that in there. And then, as I mentioned, my spent envelope is empty for now. It will not be starting tonight with Pizza Friday. So that is it for my wallet for the week. All right, and next we are going to move into our long-term sinking funds. So I, again, just added the frosted dashboard. I love how that looks over the cozy dashboard. Everything is sized to be the exact same. So the frosted dashboard and the linen dashboards are gonna be the exact same dimensions as the envelopes, just so it all sits really nicely in the binder. So that is the setup. I think a lot of you have been getting new linen dashboards that are some of the more like spring, summer kind of collection vibes. So palm trees, beach, like some of the spring, summer kind of vibes. A lot of the florals have been really popular too. So at some point I'll switch this out, but right now, today, it is like 10 degrees outside, so I'm still feeling the cozy vibes. All right, so starting with insurance. Insurance is getting $25. And this is one thing that hasn't changed from my old job. My health insurance is still covered through my employer. So when I save for insurance, it is strictly for car insurance for us. So adding 25, car insurance or insurance now has 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 25, 30, 35. And I pay car insurance on a biannual basis. And so the next time that I'll have to pay that will probably be in like June sometime. All right, home. Home is getting 40. This is one that I did increase. So home now has 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80. So home is an interesting one because we typically use this for like if big things break. So our washer and dryer broke not that long ago, that kind of thing. That's when we would dip into home. But one of the things that Dana and I decided, I think that we want to get done is we have a third floor. Well, it's really an attic, but the attic is like, we have a very tall roof. And so it technically could be a third floor. It is, you can stand up in it for sure, but it is slanted. So the standing room like isn't super wide, but our house is very long and narrow. And so it wouldn't be able to be like a full third bedroom or anything like that, but it would be really, really, really great storage. And so I think we do want to finish out the attic. And so that's going to be our big home project. So I'm just going to start contributing more to home because this would be the biggest place that we save up for it. So that's going to be one that we start paying attention to. And to be honest, a lot of my, this year, a lot of my savings challenge money might go towards that as well, particularly for the minis that I've incorporated into the collection. So yeah, so that is kind of the plan for home. That's one of the reasons we increased that one. So car is going to get $20 this week. So car now has 100, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 360, 370, 375, 380, 385. All right, subscriptions is getting $20. So subscriptions now has 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, 140, 145, 150. These are for annual subscriptions. I also have monthly subscriptions, but I consider those to be bills, and so I plan for those every single month. Annual passes is getting $15 this week. So annual passes now has 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Most of our annual passes don't come due until December, so we'll just save up for this over the year. Birthdays. Birthdays is getting $40 this week. So birthdays now has 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 235, 240. And this is for our kind of core family birthdays and birthday parties because kids' birthday parties are expensive. And we are learning that very quickly. Okay, kindness projects are getting $10 this week. And so that'll put kindness projects at 100, 150, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220. We'll pull from kindness projects for donations, shop small, kind of all of those types of things. Clothing. Clothing's getting $25 this week, which will put clothing at 20, 40, 50, 55. And I did dip into this big time for me, which is very unlike me, but new job, kind of the vibe is to wear the team stuff. So I needed to stock up a little bit more than what I had before I started the job. So I did dip into that quite a bit. And then, as I mentioned, medical, I'm no longer going to contribute to because we have a zero deductible with my new employer, which is incredible. I do have a $1,000 placeholder in medical. So that's just going to be my buffer just for things. I don't know what that looks like co-pays, medication potentially. I don't know what I'll need it for. I feel good kind of being at that $1,000 mark. So I'm just going to keep that in there just as a representation that it is fully funded. And that will be it for my long-term sinking funds for this week. All right, next we're going to move into short-term sinking funds. So short-term sinking funds, again, I just added the frosted dashboard on there. Kept my knitted dashboard, but we'll probably swap that out soon once it's not so cold. All right, shopping. Shopping is getting $30 this week. So shopping now has 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. I do need to get, our kids at school use these like kids awala like little sippy cup things, and the style that they love, I think they're discontinuing because I can't find it anymore. And the one that I can find looks like it's at a super discounted thing. And so I'm just going to grab a bunch of them because if that style's getting discontinued, I'm really sad about it because the kids really love it. But I'm going to snag them while they're on clearance. All right, date night. Date night's getting $15. We've been building this one back up, so we definitely need a date night here soon. Date night has 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Oop. There we go. I know I just posted a condensing, but I almost need another condensing again. All right, family fun. Family fun is getting $30 this week. There's the 20. Oops. And the 10. All right, so family fun now has 100, 200, 50, 70, 90, 310, 330, 350, 370, 380, 390, 400, 10, 20, 30, 35. Yeah, that's right. Wow. Gonna have more family fun because we have saved up a bunch in that one. Okay, beauty and grooming. Beauty and grooming is getting $20 this week. So that'll put beauty and grooming at 100, 150, 200, 20, 40, 60. Oops. All right, self-care. Self-care is getting $20 as well this week. So self-care now has 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 10, 15, 20. So 220 saved up in self-care. Lola and Luna. Whoop, sorry guys, I just need to flip my page over here. All right, Lola and Luna are getting $25. They are due for their biannual checkups, which always tend to be a big bill. So hopefully we've got a bunch saved up here and we'll be prepared for that. So Lola and Luna now have 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 5, 10, 15, 20. That is good. I usually do not escape those without some sort of big bill, at least recently. All right, gifts are getting $20. So gifts now have 20, 40, 50, 55. Just had some family birthdays, so we had to dip into that. School is getting $20. So school now has 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 450. Saving up for end of year gifts and whatever we need along the way. And then Oops is getting 15. And that will put Oops at 50, 150, 70, 80, 85. So 185. And Oops is just my sinking fund buffer. So as I'm doing my unstuffing and card reconciliations, if I mistakenly overspent one of my sinking funds, I'll use Oops to kind of cover the overage. All right, so let's go ahead and combine what we have got here from our leftover variable expenses, because all of this is now going to go into savings challenges for the week. So I am just going to move that one up. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the 52-week savings challenge. Now, the 52-week savings challenge is one that I went ahead and just stayed on top of through the past several weeks, because I need to make sure that I'm contributing every single week to stay up to date on it. So I am on week 10 of the 52-week savings challenge. So I'm just going to go back here, find envelope number 10, and I'm just going to use a 10 to fill that one. And then we will mark it off on the tracker. So for those of you new to the 52-week saving challenge, you just save the amount of money for the week that you're in. A lot of you have been telling me new ways to use the 52-week savings challenge. So somebody, and I mentioned this one, told me that they do the 52-week savings challenge backwards. So they start with week 52 and then work their way back. So when they get towards the end of the year with holidays and some of the, times where budgets get a little bit crunched, they're doing the easier week. So I think that's a really cool way to do it. Another person was telling me that they saw somebody do the 52-week savings challenge as saving $100 every week. So every single week you just fill $100 in every single envelope, and then by the end of the 52-week challenge, by the end of 52 weeks, you've saved $5,200, which is awesome and a really admirable goal. So that's another way to do this challenge. So I'm just kind of doing it the typical way, but feel free to adapt this one however you'd like. So that is it for the 52-week savings challenge for this week. Next, I'm just going to move into the mini, so my 13 mini, and I'm just going to do this one next because this one, the amount is also fixed. So I have not been doing this one because I really wanted to make sure that this one was on camera as I filmed it. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the scarf this week. All right, and we'll be true red for that one. So, so I'm just going to color this in red. Beautiful. And then I'll pop that back in and we will fill in one of these envelopes here. So I'm just going to do $13. We're about halfway done with this mini, which is awesome. All right, next we're gonna go ahead into the 12-month savings challenge. So I did finish out February last week. So I've got January done and February done now. So we will move into March, and I'm going to go ahead. I planned on contributing $125 to the March challenge today. So I'm just gonna pull $125. And then each symbol for me, well, actually, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I have each symbol being worth 10 and I don't want to do half symbols. So I did plan on 125, which was honestly a little bit silly, but I'm going to go ahead and change my mind and do 130 for that. So I will be able to fill in 13 symbols here. So I will go ahead and do that. All right. So that will be 130 for this week into the March challenge, which is great. Puts us on track for that one. Oops. All right, and next we are going to move into the, let me think about this. We're gonna do the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge. So I had planned to contribute at least $40 into the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge, but I did have a good amount of rollover. So let me just make sure I want to have enough to do Christmas. Yeah, we've got a good amount here. Okay, so let's go ahead. Airfare is done. Whoop. We're gonna do one food and drinks just to finish out this row, and then I think we'll do a tickets and we'll call it a day in this one. So food and drinks, I'm just gonna do, I'll add 15 to this one. That makes that a nice even row. Whoops. Which is great. My sister, who's coming on this vacation with us, her and her family, she found, like through a friend of a friend, a travel agent who specializes in Disney vacations, like both the cruises and the parks. So she has been doing some work for us on it, and it's been super great to have that support. So we'll go ahead and add $30 for that ticket contribution. All right. And that is it for the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge this week. And then last, we'll just put everything that we've got left into the Holidays Savings Challenge. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but I decided to put an additional kind of dashboard on this one just because I absolutely am dying over the way that this looks. So this is the Script Holidays dashboard over this linen dashboard, and I just think that that looks so beautiful. And I had it already. I had my holiday savings challenge in the olive, but I just love the olive color with the little tree branch. So I'm obsessed with this setup. So I decided to add, you can always just use, which is what I had before, just the title card of the challenge as kind of a dashboard, which is what I do with some of my other challenges, but I just could not get over how much I love that. So I added that one to this binder. All right, so I'm gonna go here. I always do a Christmas contribution, and I always do that one first. So I'm just gonna add $40 to Christmas. This is one of those that even if I've got like an extra paycheck or a bonus paycheck or whatever it is, I just always do a contribution to Christmas. It does not hurt. All right, so that is Christmas. And then let's see how we're doing on some. This is, for me, I will do this in order of how I'm saving, which I like doing that because then when I'm done with a challenge, so recently I spent, because we finished out Valentine's Day, and so I just opened a new pack and I put an empty Valentine's Day all the way in the back because this is now the furthest holiday. So I'm just going to use this binder kind of as a rolling savings and just add, like I said, when we go through a holiday, I'll just add a new blank one in the back and move it to the back. So St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to use my singles for. We don't need a ton for St. Patrick's Day. We just go to my family's brewery. My sister and her husband, my brother-in-law, own a little brewery. They opened on St. Patrick's Day, gosh, like 8 years ago now. And so we'll just go and support them, just something small. Otherwise, we're not, this isn't a huge holiday for us. So we'll just fill out. We had 2 singles, so we'll just use those to contribute. And then we can finish this one out probably next week and be ready for that. All right, so St. Patty's. Easter, we've got a little bit of time for. Let's see, what do I want to do? Do I want to, yeah, we'll throw a 5 in there. Next week we can start doing a little bit more towards that one. When is Easter this year? I need to look it up. I added back in Cinco de Mayo. We don't do a lot for Cinco de Mayo, but somebody said that I could use this just for Taco Tuesday, and I loved that. Ain't never gonna say no to a Taco Tuesday. So I popped that one in there. I'm not gonna contribute to that today though. Mother's Day, we definitely have time. Let's do, I'm gonna do, I have 220s, so I actually have a good amount. Let's do, I'm gonna do the $5 that I've got in Thanksgiving. It's another one where I just like kind of consistent, measured contributions over time. So we will do that. I don't have 15, but I do have a 20. Let's see. And I have a 5 in here. Okay, so this is going to probably feel a little confusing, but I'll show you what I'm doing. So I do want to contribute to Celebrate. Celebrate for us is our anniversary celebration. My Celebrate symbols are worth $15 a piece. I don't have $15 in change, but I do want to contribute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 20 and give it to Celebrate, and then I'm going to take the 5 that's in here and pull it back out and be able to contribute that elsewhere. So then I'm just net contributing the $15, so I can fill in one of these symbols. But I'm not, if you wanted to, you could just, you know, put the full 20 in there and not take the change out, but because I have the 5 in there, I just kind of used it to make change for myself. So that enables me to make a contribution to our anniversary, which is great. And then that frees up that 5. I think I'm gonna come back here and put that 5 into Mother's Day. Fill in one of the little flower buds. Perfect. All right, and then what do I want to do with the last 20? I think I might just pop it into Halloween. That kind of is my go-to for what's left. And then each of my Halloween symbols are $10, so I'll fill in 2 of those. All right. That was some nice progress on that one. All right. And that is it, guys. That is it for my first cash stuffing of March, my first one in a little while, and it felt so good to be able to tape this. I'm excited to edit it and get it posted, and just kind of be back to my normal routine with you all. So thank you so much for the grace. Thank you so much for the well wishes. For those of you that have been watching and just wished me well in the new job as I got onboarded, I can't tell you how much that meant to me. And I miss you guys, but I'm super excited to be back and just thankful for the grace and all of the support on my channel, in the shop. You guys have continued to support the shop even as I haven't been on YouTube as often in these past couple of weeks, and I just can't tell you how much that has meant to me. I've continued to prioritize getting your orders out as quickly as I possibly can, so hopefully you all are receiving your goodies and loving them as you've been getting them. I just genuinely want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for this community. Like I said, I'm so glad to be back to my regularly scheduled program here, and excited to continue following along your all journeys as well. So for those of you that are on your own personal finance journey, as always, I do want to wish you a simple budget, a calm mind, and a happy life. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.